Yo guys, how's it going? We are back for our final episode of our Halloween specials, where today, as I promised before, we will have the whole of the January transfer window in this episode to nicely round off Halloween night, where we will go into our first game against Leicester City as our first one. But before that, we have some emails to attend to. First of which, Manchester United have recalled Brandon Williams from his loan, which is not great, but it is what it is. Our pre-contract in Anthony Lozano has arrived. Obviously, the man that I tried to sign at the start of the very start of the this series, and at the end of the day, he's just arrived because I cancelled off of the first January, the first transfer window, shall I say. Now he has came in. We have our main man at the back who has been absolutely killing it for us so far this season. Andrew Omabamidele, it might be, I'm not sure. But that guy is now out for 4 weeks, which is basically the whole of the January transfer window, which is not great. And we have one last scouting report from this man before we have to set up a new one. So we'll go in, complete this, go back and reassign him to probably somewhere different this time. But I'll wait and see. Let's go in and find out who we've got in our our sixth and final, or ninth and final scouting report. So, have we got anybody that will be worth signing? There's 2 players. So, we've got Ewan Mills and also Thomas Fry, who are players that I will be looking at getting in. I don't think I'll sign this dude or this one. Shall we sign him? I don't think we will. I don't see much point in doing so. And these lads up here are all useless. So we'll go ahead and leave that where it is. We'll now go in. Okay, hold on. Okay, right. Okay, it's took that off of there. So let's go straight in now as our first little bit of transfer business. We'll go in, set up our youth scout report. Let's go with where shall we go today? We'll go for 3 months somewhere. Where shall I go? Should we just bring up somewhere random? Let's go somewhere random and not just go for the home nations. Anywhere in particular? You know what? What I'm going to do, if I can find where they are, and I'm not sure I can find where they are for some reason, but they should be here somewhere. Where are they? Yeah, where actually are they? Hold on. If they've messed up... No, there it is. So Poland. We'll go Poland. Try and bring up a Robert Lewandowski into our own club. But we'll send him there for... Yeah, let's go 3 months. And then we'll send him somewhere else and just do it that way. And one thing is... the last thing that I want to do is have a quick look at this. This man we've just signed in. This man has not long been signed in. He has been here from the start, 72 to 78. He's probably at his last little bit now where he isn't actually going to gain anymore. I might sign him in anyway. We've got this lad who's got signed in the last scouting report. Not this one that we've just done, the one before that. It's Oscar Norris, who has got 73 to 93 potential, looking like a beast. This lad has not long been signed either. Jenkins is another player that is now, I think, at the end of his run, where he isn't actually going to get any more now. So it's 77 to 83, which isn't bad, but I'd probably be playing more as a centre midfielder than anywhere else. Hoy is another player there, nearly at the end of his run, but he is a 61 overall to start with, so that's not too bad. And as a centre mid, he's not got some bad stats on him, to be honest. He's got some decent ones in there that we can probably use. Then we've got this man here who is 66 to 82. Probably not going to be the best of players now, to be fair, if he's already dropped down that much at the moment. We've then got Little, who again is getting close to his final outcome, which is 77 to 83 at the moment. Mills now is the player that we've just signed in. We've got Javi Marin, who is another player that was here from the very start. Again, very close to his final scouting report as well. Not got the best of stats, got a little bit of acceleration and agility in there, so he'll be a decent cam, I think, but probably not much more than that. Then we have these lads here. So Isaac Bond, who has dropped down quite a bit actually since the last one we had, because he was a 70 something to a 88, I think, and he's dropped down quite a from there. But he is only 6 away from his thingy, so even if he finishes at an 85, it's not bad, and he's got 5-star skill moves, to be fair. Can't complain at that. We've then got Harris here as well, who's got 4-star skill moves, and is looking like an absolute player to have in our side. Got very good dribbling already in his category, so that's very good. He's not got bad free kick accuracy either, to be fair. His finishing isn't the best at the minute, but for a 57 overall, I can't expect much more than what he's on. And he's only got 7 points left to, a difference of 7 points, where he can actually cancel that down a little bit more. So I think the last point is where it gets to 3. I think. So if we wait a little bit longer on him, unless he comes and says he's unsettled, then we'll bring him straight into the club. And it's the same with this man here, Elliot Benson, who has some very good sprint speed. Well, he's got very good agility at the moment, is this lad. He's got decent ball control as well. And 80 to 90 overall he can get to at the minute. And at this moment in time, he is currently a 54 overall. And he will probably be getting brought in soon as well. So we've got a couple of decent strikers. Well, we've got a couple of decent players in each position, to be fair, at this point. Let's hope that we can just carry them on and bring them through the rankings for us. Right then, boys. So what we're going to do now as well is basically these lads that we ain't using, and players that I don't think are going to become too much for us, I'm going to actually start trying to sell now and putting them on the transfer list. If we ain't getting offers for them, I might as well do so. So this lad will go onto the transfer list. We'll have this man again, a player for the history books. He's 37 years old, but at the end of the day, we're not going to use him. So add him to the transfer list. This lad is only 20 and 61 overall, but I don't see him getting too much more than that. And obviously, with the side that we've got at the moment, he's not really going to get the game time. So we're going to try and sell him as well, I think. Actually, for now, we'll loan him out and see if he upgrades at all, or a decent amount over these few months where he'll be out on loan, and see how it works out there. Then we've got this lad that we signed at the start of the season, so he can stay here for now. This lad is out on loan already. He'll probably get sold at some point. We've got a couple of lads down here that we would like to keep. There's this lad that probably when he comes back, he will get sold as well, to be honest. This man is doing absolute bits for us. We've got Mumba still here. This man is a player that I'm definitely looking at selling this transfer window. Since we've been playing him, he's not happy with his playtime, and his performance at the minute is not good. His player performance is coming up as green, but whenever I play with him, he doesn't seem to do well. So I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to put him on the transfer list and look to get rid of him. But I am going to look at getting rid of him unless it comes to like right at the end of the transfer window and no offers are coming for him. I'm then going to try and put him on the transfer list and see what happens. But for now, he can stay there. We've got Placheka, again a player that we'll keep. Julian Hagen, who is a player we signed last episode. Sorry. We've got Annel Hernandez, who is out on loan at the Middlesbrough, so he can be a decent player when he comes back, hopefully. We've got Liam Gibbs. We're going to send him out on loan if we can. We've got Adeshed, Daniel Adeshed, where he is out on loan at Gillingham at the minute. Probably not going to be the best of players either. Obviously, our guy in Blake Archer. We've got Billy Gilmore, who is in on loan at the minute, but we'll probably be trying to sign him back at the start of next season, or the end of this season, shall I say. Lucas Roop, again, a player that I wouldn't be bothered about getting rid of. Same with McLean, because McLean's another one of them players that I just cannot seem to get any decent playtime out of. Not even the fact that he can't get playtime, is just, I cannot get a decent performance out of him. Then Sinian, probably a player that will end up getting sold next season when he comes back. Kieran Dowell, we'll probably keep him for a little bit now. Flynn Clark, again, another player that I'm going to send out on loan for now. He's only 19, so we might as well give the kid a chance, but I don't see him bringing too much out of the squad. Adam Ida, we'll try and send him on loan, actually, and try and get him some more playtime, because he isn't getting much here at the moment. Thomas Dixon Peters, he can go out on loan as well if he can. Hugh Gill is out on loan at West Brom at the minute, so he might come back next season. Martin Crooks, we can add him to the loan list as well, which we'll do so. Our new man that has just arrived at the club, Anthony Lozano. Why am I coughing? Yeah, Anthony Lozano, probably going to get brought in for this first game of the this episode, to be fair. I might bring him onto the bench, I'm not sure yet. This lad probably gets sold when he comes back from Portsmouth as well. He's upgraded a little bit, but not enough for me to really keep him or warrant keeping him. Unless he can get up a little bit more, then we might try and keep him for another season. I'm not sure yet. Sargent, been probably one of our best players and our top goal scorer so far this season. We've got this lad, again, probably another player that will go back out on loan next season. And then Thomas Pukki, who will keep at the squad for now. Right then, boys, we have our first game of the episode, as you'll see here, against my club, Leicester City. They're playing Benkovic at back, so that's hopefully a gap that we can try and exploit. We have had pretty much a full change around of the squad again today, as a couple of the players, obviously our main man at the back is now injured for 4 weeks, and also Kabak was getting a little bit tired, so we've had to swap the full back line round. Archer is the only man, I think, that was actually starting the last game that will be starting this one, and Aarons and Gunn, obviously, in goal. But let's get into this one and see how this side performs against a very good Leicester side. Let's go. And here we are for the game at the King Power Stadium. Lost the first game, I'm pretty sure, against these this season. I cannot quite remember, to be honest, but we're going to try and come in at my home ground, obviously, in Leicester, where we should at least try and get a draw out of today. Don't get me wrong, it's going to be very difficult because Leicester do have a very good side, but hopefully we can try and get something going for our side and hopefully get our team on the score sheet for today. And Josh Sargent, if he can start his good run of form to the season and carry that on, that would be very nice. So let's get into this game, boys, and see how it goes. Now Tillerman's back on the ball. We'll try and block off that sort of area of play, and it's not really working at the moment as Barnes plays the ball out wide to Ryan Bertrand. It's cut inside very nicely. A good block at start, but how is that ended up in the back of the net? We're 1-0 down from a Jamie Vardy volley, but somehow, some way, he's found the back of the net from that situation. It's more of a mistake from Gunn than anything else. That is tragic from Gunn. As you'll see, this shot now should never be going in the back of the net. And he's pretty much just let it fall off of him and into the back of the net. I know I'm a Leicester fan, but I'm not that big of a fan to let this game slide just because it's my team. It's not happening. But, yeah, we're 1-0 down already. Already losing the ball with Billy Gilmore, and it looks like he's gone down injured now, so that's not great. But a good pass out wide that time from Hanley. We'll play it back out wide now, and if Rashica wants to make the run in behind, and he has done so eventually, we'll play it inside to Josh Sargent, who is carrying on his goal-scoring form with his 4th goal of the season now, just tallied up with Jamie Vardy somehow, with him only scoring 4 goals this season, but Sargent has played, I think, a lot less games than him, and that one shouldn't be allowed in either. It's poor goalkeeping from Kasper Schmeichel, and luckily for us, we are back on level terms literally 2 minutes after the kickoff. Right, ball put down on the spot to now get Leicester underway again. So we're trying to get the tackles in at the moment. Melu tries to get his foot in. Tielemans trying to create some space for Leicester. It is now getting some space as they're playing the ball inside. Tielemans takes the shot, and it is a good save from Gunn. The last few actual games for Leicester, Tielemans has played very well, and I'm thinking he's scored an absolute banger in the last 2 games we've played, I think, apart from the Carabao Cup game. But yeah, right, a bit worrying when he gets into them positions. Right. Ball has been thrown in, and that should have been 2-1 right there, and the ball was well over hit from Rashica, and it's just beaten Placheka in the area, and that could have been 2-1 to the boys, but unfortunately not. It could have been our first win in quite a few games. Unfortunately, it's now looking like Leicester are coming forward and looking dangerous as Ricardo Pereira gets into the area. It's a good block to start with, and that one is as well from Hanley. Ball played back now to Tielemans. Sumare is the man there, and that's a good interception from Placheka, who can now try and send us forward. Melu, oh, he's played a terrible pass. If he'd managed to play a ball round the back there to Blake Archer, that would have been amazing. But now Perez coming forward. Hanley has tried to get in the way again, and somehow we've managed to keep that one out, with Max Aarons nearly turning the ball into the back of his own net that time. And that's a second foul. No, it isn't. That's Tielemans who's... what? Red card for Tielemans. I don't know why that's a red card. I'd not agree with that whatsoever, that being a red card. But he has been given it. And Leicester are now down to 10 men. It's still with Vardy playing the ball out wide from Ndidi to Barnes again. Decent interception from Aarons, who has given the ball away with a shit pass. And now it's 2-1 to Leicester. 10 men, Leicester City, have just taken a 2-1 lead just before half-time. How has this happened then? Harvey Barnes has just found an absolute peach of a finish into that top corner from a mess-up from Max Aarons, who has not played well today at all. It's poor goalkeeping from Gunn for a start. And yeah, don't get me wrong, they shouldn't have been in this position to actually get that goal anyway, but that is poor goalkeeping from Gunn. And I now, because they've got 10 men, see them sitting back, and we ain't going to get ourselves back into this. Right, that is half time. Literally, that piece of play was the last piece of play of the half. I'm absolutely fuming, because I know for now... They've gone down to 10 men. They've managed to get a goal to put them in the lead. It's going to be so difficult to try and break this side down now. It really is. Right, we're back underway for the second half. Can we do something with the ball to try and get ourselves at least back level? We're against a side with 10 men. If we end up losing this game, it'll be absolutely tragic. But their pressing at the minute in this game is actually so difficult to actually play against. As we'll play the ball into Blake Archer, who's tried to find a ball around the back. That's a nice pass from Billy Gilmore to Rashica, who's had the better of Bertrand all game so far. But right now, Max Aarons not really getting himself into a decent position. He's the one that basically gave that second goal away. And Billy Gilmore, and that's another tragic challenge. This time it's Sumare, and it's another yellow card for Leicester City. Right, Blake Archer not going to line up a shot for today, so we're going to whip the ball into the area. It's not a bad effort at a cross. We can try and beat the man, and Jean Luis hasn't managed to get there. If he did, it would have been an open goal for the boy. Now Josh Sargent goes in, wins the tackle, but doesn't win the ball with it. I think they've brought on an extra centre defensive mid, which is no, they haven't. So they've switched out Jamie Vardy for Daka today. Don't know why they've done that, to be honest, but that was nearly a decent challenge from Billy Gilmore. Getting back against Pereira. He's still going though, is Ricardo Pereira. He's managed to get a tackle in this time for some reason. Placheka didn't try and gain the ball back there. That's another decent challenge. Samare's found the ball into the box, and somehow Harvey Barnes has beaten Max Aarons to the ball there. Bashiri can't play this ball, not to that. That is not what I meant at all, but it's ended up keeping us the ball anyway. So we'll play this inside. Blake Archer, that is just a mess up between them two lads. And he was offside. Fuck's sake. Ball played short from that free kick. We couldn't win the ball back with Josh Sargent to try and get an interception that time. We're just playing the ball around nice and slowly at the minute. Spreads the ball out wide with Albrighton to Daka, who now finds the man in the middle. And Ndidi back to Daka. It's spread out wide to Ryan Bertrand. It's another mistake by Max Aarons, and it's another effort at goal. And luckily this time, Gunn has collected the ball. Jean-Louis plays the ball into Billy Gilmore, who can find a perfect pass out wide to Placheka now. If he can whip a decent ball in, he has done so, and Josh Sargent has put that one wide of the post. Played in, and we've managed to intercept it with Billy Gilmore. Josh Sargent to play the ball onto Placheka. If he can have the better of Fofana, and he has done so far, it's not the best of second touches. A beautiful cross though, and again it's wide of the post. This time it is Rashika who's played it wide from the cross. I don't think it was saved by Schmeichel. He might have got a tiny touch on it, I'm not sure. Ball to be whipped into the area again. This time it's Archer again whipping the ball into the centre. Hanley's gone up for the header and he's put it over the bar. Bashir is now the man on the ball. It was supposed to be for Malu, but he let it go through his legs. We'll play this ball or not. What was that? What was that? Samare is now played through Patson Daka, and it looks like they're going to be on for 3. And it is well saved by Angus Gunn. If it wasn't for this man, we should be 3-1 down now. And here we go. That is full time. We've lost the game 2-1 against 10-man Leicester City. And I don't know what it is at the minute, but the passing on this game, if you're sprinting with a player, you cannot play a pass. You have to physically stop before they can play a decent pass, because it's ridiculous. The amount of times I could have been through on goal with that man just there, Josh Sargent. If a man could sprint with the ball and at least play a decent pass or a decent through ball, and we couldn't do so. The thing that's frustrated me the most is the fact that Leicester went down to 10 men before they scored their second goal. If they'd gone down to 10 men before that, and I'd lost the game from being, even though they went down to 10 men so early, I wouldn't have been bothered. But it's the fact they scored their second goal after that. That's the thing that's frustrated me. And it's been one absolute shabby goal. It's been 2 shabby goals. That one should never have went in the back of the net. And the other one is even more poor for the fact that he was basically straight at Gunn and he dived out the way of it. It's ridiculous we haven't managed to get anything out of this game. New man again putting in a decent performance is that man up front, Josh Sargent. And here we are for the post-match interview. I don't know what to say, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, this has absolutely been ridiculous. What changes will you make after the injury of Jean-Louis? I don't have a clue at this point. It's a challenge for us, but at the end of the day, we'll deal with it. It's not that much of an issue. Shut up about the 13 games without a win. Let's not panic, because we're playing well. We're just not getting the results we need. A tough game for you. Could you have done anything different? It's not that we didn't create enough chances. Yes, it is that we haven't created enough chances. It was literally the pass that we needed just wouldn't be found because they couldn't pass a ball. And after that, we see Jean-Louis is 5 days with an injury, so that isn't that bad. And now we have 4 players coming through for chats with us. We've got Liam Gibbs saying, thanks boss, I think a loan move might be just what I need at this point in my career. Glad we agree. Then Dickerson Peters also saying the same thing. We'll say the same thing back to him. Mayor is also saying it, so we'll go with that. And IDOT is saying, I've not really been enjoying my football here lately, boss. I'm glad you're thinking about loaning me out. You're welcome. You haven't had a lot of time here at the minute anyway, so. And now we have a transfer offer for Sam Byram. If this had come at a different point in this career, well, at a different point, if Jean-Louis hadn't just got injured, I might actually be at least willing to negotiate with this side. But right now, we're going to have to reject it. So now Jean-Louis is coming back saying, I'm feeling much better in myself, ready to play, hope you can get me back into the team. So yes, you can get yourself back into the team, boy. Now here we are for our second game of today's episode, which will be against Manchester City in the FA Cup. Don't see us getting too much out of this game. I don't see us getting anything out of this game. Let's just change that. But it is what it is. We'll go into it and see what we can do. And here we are, boys, for this game against Manchester City. Gabriel Jesus has scored 3 goals in his last 3 games, killing it so far. And let's hope that we can try and block him out now. And Hanley has his picture up at the back of the Norwich Stadium today at Carrow Road. But it is what it is. We'll go into this one, see what we can do. Okay, so ball thrown in from that throw-in. Can we get ourselves the ball back quite quickly? Because I don't like it when these come forward. And that is the reason why we're 1-0 down already. And it's Bernardo Silva, I think, who has put that into the back of the net. That is actually tragic defending. And that is the reason I don't like using Grant Hanley. Like, his reactions at the minute, I don't know whether it's just in general or what, but he steps out of line so much, it's unreal. Don't get me wrong, these two together don't seem to play well. I think it's Kabak and Hanley just don't seem to do well together at all, and that's just proving it. We're 1-0 down in 8 minutes. Blake Archer is the man to whip this corner in. So we'll do that into the centre. Kabak goes up for it. Does not win it. It comes out to Todd Cantwell, who has the ball so far. We've still managed to keep it just. Billy Gilmore gives it to Blake Archer, who can give some space to Rashika. Take the shot, son. And it's not a bad effort at goal either there from Rashika. Blake Archer again to whip this ball into the centre. Hanley to go up this time. Again, doesn't come to him. Billy Gilmore has space, has time, and he's took the shot. I don't know if that was close or not, but it was still not a bad effort from the young lad. I'm not going to lie. That is half time. We've gone in at 1-0 down. I hate that Man City top. I actually hate it. I just hate it. It looks like a top that you'd expect to buy from Sports Direct. I actually hate it. But, yeah, we've not looked too bad in today's game, to be honest. Since we went 1-0 down, we've actually looked quite threatening. We've just not managed to get anything at goal at the minute. It's actually ridiculous. Right, we're back underway for the second half, and I've just had a little bit of a look at the stats for today's game. And so far, Manchester City have only had 1 shot at goal, which is the one they've put in the back of the net. That's how well we are actually doing today. It's just that we're unlucky to have conceded that first goal. And we've had 3 shots at goal so far today. Hopefully we can add that up and hopefully grab ourselves a goal. Mumba's not done the best this time. Oh, that was shocking from them two. Whoever it was defending out there, Mumba and whoever his partner was that time, it was shocking from them. How could they let that man wriggle through? And now it's into the box again, this time shot, and it's at the keeper, Krul with the save. Played inside with Rodri. We're going to try and block off any sort of passing ability at the minute, and it's not really worked as that ball's been smashed over the top to Jack Grealish. He's absolutely done Mumba in, and the shot at goal now is saved again by Krul. This time, I'm not sure who was putting that shot at goal, but it was a decent attempt from whoever it was. It was Kevin De Bruyne. Right, we'll get into some space with Melu, and that throw-in has been taken now. Not a lot of space in the centre for us, and we've given the ball away from that, as I think it was DIDNT is the man that has ended up intercepting that. So far, we're not doing great, as Cancelo is attacking very nicely down this right-hand side of ours. Mumba is going to try and come in and defend again. Again, it's played into the centre. Again, it's Kevin De Bruyne, and this time, again, Crawler's come out on top. Right, now it is a chance, and it's whipped into the centre again. Again, it's Billy Gilmore getting the ball clear. This time, it's a little bit more of an acrobatic one, and again, it's space on the outside of the area, and now they have made it 2-0. It's Manchester City. It's Liam Delap who has managed to put that into the back of the net. One of their youngsters has managed to find it. And, yeah, to be honest, we played very well in that first half. This second half, it's all gone to absolute shambles. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been tragic from our boys in this second half. We've definitely not had the chances like we did in the first half, and we've hardly had the ball in this second half, to be honest. They've definitely turned up the pressure, and it's been absolutely excruciating to watch. Literally, well, in this second half, shall I say, not so much today, in this second half, we just cannot seem to get anywhere past them, as Archer will play the ball into Sargent now, who can cut back inside, beautifully done, and he's put it wide of the post, but a decent attempt there from Josh Sargent. Rodri plays the ball to Grealish, back to Foden, and inside now to Liam Delap again. It's spread out wide to Grealish. If we can get a tackle in, that'll be nice, and we can't so far. It's played inside again with Jack Grealish, and it's a lot of space again for Manchester City. None of our players can keep up with their passing ability, and that shot is wide of the post. We'll try and get forward again, and this time it hasn't worked again. Right, I don't know what to do in this second half. It's gone to absolute shit in this second half. I'm not going to lie to you, as Foden is the man coming forward now, with Kabak having to play as a right back, which isn't great for the central play. And we've somehow still ended up losing the ball. It's into the box, and Delap again with the shot at goal, and this time it is saved by the keeper. That is full time. We've lost the game 2-0 against Manchester City. 2 games where we've played well. Well, to be fair, we played well in the first half of this one. Second half, it was tragic for us. We really did not get into the second half at all. But yeah, I don't know what to say, to be honest. So far, these 2 games, fair enough, we didn't dominate the last game, or this first half, as we did in the last game, but we still shouldn't be losing that last game. And this one is just a kick in the teeth as well, for the fact that we conceded so early on, even though we ended up dominating that first half. And now for the post-match interview after that game. Let's see what they have to say. That was a big defeat. How was it? What went wrong today? Our boys aren't at this level yet. Exactly. We ain't at the level of Man City. Come on, let's look at the players compared to our players. You know what I mean? Are you disappointed Jan Ruiz couldn't inspire a win? He played very well today. I was very happy with the way he played. And then nothing seemed to go right for your team today. What was the problem? To be fair, we were second best. It's as simple as that. I wouldn't say that's right, to be honest, because we were, I'd say, the better team in that first half. We just couldn't get the goal to prove it. Now, Jean Luis has come to us after that game, said gutted about the result, but thanks for giving me a game. I really feel like the injury's behind me now. Honestly, mate, you were the best player on this pitch today. Right then, boys, so our first bit of transfer business for the episode, we're going to go into the Championship and look at Stoke City striker Tyrese Campbell. 22 years old, 72 overall, and currently got some decent pacey stats and decent finishing as well. So I'm looking at him thinking, you know what, he might actually be able to do something for us, and he's got a very good weak foot on him as well. So let's go in, try and sign him for our first actual signing of the season. And here we are. So offer transfer fee of, actually 2 seconds, let's have a look, player swap, let's have a look at strikers. Who have we got that we can swap? Anybody at all? No, we haven't. That's poor. That's poor. Okay, fair enough. We'll just go straight in for a transfer offer of 4 million we'll go for. Let's see what they say to that. They want 6.1. Let's go back and offer 4.4 is actual transfer value. I'm pretty sure that is. He's now at 6.1. Let's counter again. And go to 5 million. Because at the end of the day, I don't particularly want to be spending 6 million on the lad. I'm not going to lie, he's a decent striker, but I don't see him being worth that much. We'll go 5.2, and that's it. We've got a deal, so we'll try and get him in as our first transfer of the episode and of this transfer window. Right then, here we are for the contract negotiations to start. Let's see what they have to ask. So he wants an important squad role. We can give you that. That's fine with me. We want you on a 5-year deal if you'll accept that. Yeah, that's good with him. Release clause. I'll accept not having a release clause. That's happy with me as well. Remove the bonus. We'll go to... so he's on 12,000 at the minute for this side. So let's go down to... Wait, is it 12? Yeah, it is. So let's bump him up. Actually, let's go to 13,000 instead of 14.5, and go down to 140k on that and see what they say. Okay, so he wants a lot more than that now. So let's edit that, go back down to 14.5 and 150 and see what he says. Still wants more because of that bonus that he was going to get. Try 15.5. Try that. And it's not quite what he wanted, but he's happy to join the club on 15,500 a week. Perfect. Right, so we have a transfer offer for Christoph Zimmerman of 1.3 million. Let's try and get between 2 million and 1.6 for him. If we can get that, I reckon we can let him go for that. And now our third game of today's episode we have against Everton. So let's get straight into this one and see how this one goes. And here we are for our game against Everton. So let's see how this one goes. Hopefully we can get ourselves a decent performance. Get ourselves hopefully 3 points out of this game. We played very well in these last few games. We've just not picked up the 3 points that we've needed, unfortunately. Hopefully we can improve that today and try and get ourselves our first 3 points in such a long time. Oh, okay, that was nearly a mess up there from their man in the centre. Doucouré is on it now. Spreads it out wide to Townsend, and it should have been one from Cantwell, to be honest, that time. And it wasn't. Now we'll block off that pass to Townsend. Again, we'll try and come back and get the tackle in. Not working so far. A lot of space for Doucouré, and that one is at goal. Luckily for us, saved by Krul. Okay, ball thrown out, and Sargent has tried to chase down his man. Not worked out so far. Literally, none of our attacks so far in this game has actually came through the centre. Don't know why, but it hasn't, and that is very nicely done into Allen. Now Richarlison on the ball, takes the shot, and it's into the back of the net. And this is what I've got to put up with. Oh. I don't know what to do, because at the end of the day, I'm trying my absolute best, defending quite well, I'd say, and we just cannot seem to keep out goals because this kind of shit happens, where it flies into the top corner from halfway outside the area. Like, what can I do? This situation, I can't do nothing against. I cannot do nothing against that, and when Krul even gets his fingertips to it, still doesn't get saved, what can I do? Absolutely jack shit. Genuinely, what's the point in trying to defend if shots like that are going in anyway? Because at the end of the day, no matter how well you defend, them shots are going in the back of the net no matter what. So, here Everton come again, and it's now with Gordon to DIDNT, who's played it back out to Gordon. Kabak's come out to try and claim it, and he's not managed to do so. It's back into the centre. This time Billy Gilmore has managed to get onto it, but lost the ball straight away. And it's another shot from outside the area that's gone into the back of the net. We're 2-0 down. What is the fucking point? What is the point when your defenders do well enough to block the shot from inside the area, but a shot from outside the area still flies into the top corner? And they're all aimed for that corner. Like, I have not seen a shot from outside the area that hasn't banged into that top corner. Like, not one. It's actually ridiculous. Oh, man. Honestly, I don't know whether this game... what to do with this game, to be honest. Archer has played a brilliant ball into Sargent, who's played that shot wide of the post. That's half-time. And this is what I mean. Like, if you're having shots like that don't end up in the back of the net, yet their shots from halfway outside the fucking area can't even be found apart from that top corner, what is the point in playing? Because both of their shots, both outside the box, both into the top bins. I'm sorry, but no game in history is ever going to be like that, because every shot from outside the area is always aiming for that top bin. You know what? No. Every one of the CPU shots aims for the top fucking bin. And I don't understand it, because their shots are so fucking well hit every time. And every time they go to shoot, I assume it's going in. So there is literally no point in actually trying to defend at the minute. I don't understand what the point is, because there is genuinely, in that situation, no point in having a goalkeeper, because the shots are that well hit from outside the area, there's no point in having them. Yet, if I hit one, it's blocked instantly by a defender. Like, the defender's positioning for the opposition team, fucking outrageous, like, unbelievably good. When it's for me, nah, you do not get defenders in good positions. As Mumba hasn't managed to get that, and that's nearly gone to 3-0 from a Doucouré finish. And I can't get anything out of the games, but it isn't. I'm playing well, and I still can't get nothing out of the games. Now, James Rodriguez to Doucouré, I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up in the back of the net somehow. I'm not going to lie to you. Aguilar, again, Jean Luis is the only decent player playing on this pitch today, who is not letting anything past him. Campbell, again, like I say, one of our best players this season, gives the ball away again. Like, when one of your best players and the players that you like playing with most are finding that kind of stupid shit, where they cannot... Look, how is Rashika losing a foot race to them there? Like, how does that work? Tell me. Because now they're into the box and it's 3-0. Oh, I'm so frustrated. It's unreal. Sigurdsson's bagged himself his second goal of the game. You don't understand how much I was looking forward to recording this episode. And the stamina that I have right now is completely drained away because of stupid shit that happens in the game. Like, it's not my fault at the minute. Like, I'm not making mistakes, yet it's just the game that's forcing this. It's actually ridiculous. Like, I understand if it was equal both ways, and both sets of defenders were bad, and we just couldn't get nothing through either of them. But it isn't. It's literally just my defenders that do not decide to defend, and I don't know if it's because our defenders ain't as good or whatever like that. But I'm sorry, how is this going 4-0? Doucouré makes it 4. Everton 4, Norwich 0, at home at Carrow Road. Oh, please. You know what? At this point, I'm wishing to be sacked, because this is ridiculous. Full time, 4-0. That's all I have to say about this game. I'm too frustrated to go into how much I'd fucking rant about this game if I could. But right now, I've had enough. And I've just come onto the stats. 10 shots they had today. We had 1. That just shows this level of game. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. It's clearly me that's doing something wrong in this situation, because it can't be going this wrong for me not to be doing anything, and I'm doing. Right, here we are, post-match interview. Let's just get these questions over and done with. I didn't think about making substitutes because I was too frustrated. That's why I didn't play you, Campbell. I'm sorry, but I cannot do this. We need to stay strong. I ain't staying strong at this point. And I'm just going to say we didn't handle the pressure because I want to get out of here now. And we've now got a loan offer for Mayor from... I'm not sure who it is. I think it might be... Okay, it's not. I thought it might have been Bristol, but it isn't. It's a French side. It's a loan to buy offer. Let's negotiate with it. Why not? Might as well. Let's just skip past all of this. Accept that. They want him on a short-term loan. We can accept that as well. They want a 60-40 split. we'll go for a 50-50. And they've accepted that. They want 680,000. Let's go up to 800 for him. Why not? Just see what it works out at. And he's accepted it. Fair enough, I'll take it. Right then, boys, so we are here for our fourth and final game today. From what I can tell, because we didn't go through in the FA Cup, so we shouldn't have any extra games. But we've changed the formation to a 5 at the back, 4 in the middle and 1 up front. Let's try and see if this makes any sort of a difference. I really hope it does, because, like I say, I think if we lose this game, we've probably lost our job at that as well. And here we are for the game. Here it is. Josh King scored 4 in his last 3 games. He rinsed us, I'm pretty sure, the last time we played these. I can't remember. But hopefully we can try and do something in this game. I hope we can. We really need to. Just please give me some kind of a decent performance and a good result. Please, I beg. Right, here we go. It's Ben Gibson who is the man on the ball. We'll play it out wide to Max Aarons, who can try and come forward or not, because he's been blocked off in that situation. We'll play it now inside to Melu, who's gave it to Archer. Now out wide to Lozano. Give it back into Archer. Takes the shot, and it's our first shot at goal 3 minutes in, and it's a decent effort as well. Now back to Byram. Again, it's just congested in the middle. Nobody has any space, and we'll give it off to Archer now. Spread it out wide to Lozano. And again, Archer should have been getting in a better position this time. He didn't do so. He's got some space now to give it off to Melu, who has lost the ball. Now it's a chance for Watford to come forward again with it. If they can try and create some kind of space for themselves. It's played inside and now outside again with Massina on the ball. If we can play it, and that is 1-0. First shot at goal, first goal in the back of the net for Watford. Hernandez has put them in the lead. And that is us losing our job. That is our losing our job. Because I don't see what more I can do out of this side. If this is what I've got to put up with, I don't know if I've got something on wrong. But at the end of the day, this is not working for me whatsoever. Right, Max Aarons can spread the ball to Gibson. We've got 5 at the back here, yet most of the time it looks like we've got 4. Like, I don't get it. Look at the space at the back. And that's two shots, 2 goals for Watford. It's Josh King who has put this one in the back of the net, and we're already 2-0 down in 8 minutes against Watford. 2 shots, 2 in the back of the net. Like, what am I supposed to do? Oh my god, I don't know what to do. We'll switch the play with Lozano to Aarons, and Melu now to Archer. We'll give the ball back to Melu if we can. We've managed to just. We'll give the ball to Tazilis. Bit of space for Sargent, who wallops the ball. Oh, it was Pookie, sorry, and he's walloped the ball over the bar. Right, ball smashed long from the keeper. We've gone up for the header, not won it at all. Now it's Etibo who is coming forward, played inside. I wouldn't be surprised if this was 3, and it was close enough, to be honest. That is half time. We're losing 2-0 against Watford, and I am so sorry for this episode. It was supposed to be a big fucking celebration for Halloween, and instead, all it's done is piss me off. Like, what is the point? What is the point indeed? As Archer switches the play now this time, we can play it down the wing, and it's not worked again from Max Aarons this time. Now Hernandez trying to do something, and he has managed to beat his man. Aarons has tried to get inside. Byram has not done anything against Dennis here, and now that should be, and it is, 3-0. There we go. It's Watford 3-0 up. Fletcher is the man with the goal, and that is literally us finished at this point, because I don't know what more I can do. I really don't. So, I'm assuming that'll be the end of us as Norwich manager, to be honest. And to be honest, I don't know what more I can do. Like I say, I want to change. I don't know how I can change the sliders to actually make it more realistic and less difficult for me, because right now this is taking the piss. That didn't actually claim the ball for us in the first place. Gibson can try and whip the ball around the back, and it has been intercepted by Dennis. Lozano tries to get the ball back. It's played now into Cleverly out wide again. Again, it's played inside from Cleverly to Dennis, and this is what I mean. This is the kind of football that I want to be playing, but my players don't get into a decent enough position to do so. Right, ball played inside. Melu, there we go. That's a decent interception from Kabak, I think that was. It's now with Blake Archer, who can play the ball off to Byram. Give it back to Blake Archer, and now cut it inside to Tyrese Campbell. Play it off to Tazilis, and again, there's no space, so we'll take the shot, and it's blocked. No, it isn't. Like, that man should have been making the run half an hour before I'd even started running with fucking Kabak there, and nobody has. As the shot gets taken and it's wide of the post. That is another loss for the boys. It's 3-0, and yeah, 92 minutes played, 0 goals. How many? So today we've played 4 games. We've only scored in one of them, which was the first game of Leicester, which we lost 3-1. We lost 2-0 in the last game, in the next game against Man City, 4-0 in the next game, and 3-0 in this one. And what a tragic Halloween this has turned out to be. Fuck me. And here we are for the post-match interview. No, it wasn't, because he didn't get the chances to actually get onto the ball to do anything. So 15 games without a win. Yes, I know. The players have to find solutions. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, they're the reason why we ain't doing anything today. We needed a goal when it mattered, and we couldn't get one because they had 2 goals from 2 shots. Right, so Mayor has just been loaned out, and progress assessment. It's basically two of the things that we've done. We haven't completed yet. Yeah, Archer, don't worry. I'm trying to do something, but it isn't working at the minute, so I don't really care. Right, we have ourselves 3 transfer offers here, with Zimmerman being one of them that has been rejected. We've got Sorensen having an offer for him now, only 530,000 with a swap deal of this lad here. Yeah, we're definitely going to go ahead and reject that. And then an offer for Timo Pukki. Again, it's another swap deal, but again, we're going to go ahead and reject that as well. Right then, boys, so I've just gone onto the transfer list, and it turns out that Divock Origi is a man who is on the transfer list from Liverpool. So I'm going to try and sign this guy, just hope of doing something good for this episode, because my God, has it turned out terribly. So we've got, let's offer them 10 million for him and see what they say to that for a start. They want 11.5. Let's counter again and go back down and go to 10.5. Let's see what they say to that. And they accepted 10.5 million for him. I can happily accept that because I need him. I need someone at least. And here we are now for his contract negotiations. Let's see what they have. He wants a crucial one, which is obviously going to be the case. You're going to get a 5-year deal if you'll accept it. And he will. Disregard the release clause. And now for his actual contract parts, he wants 54,000. Let's edit it, go down to 52 if you'll accept that. He wants 54 and 470. You know what, just accept it to bring someone in. And we've signed a fucking world-class striker there. Well, a very good striker at that. Divock Origi. Right, we now have our self-transfer deadline day, where today, let's have a quick look at what exactly we've done this transfer window. So, this transfer window, we have spent 15.7 million on bringing 2 new strikers into the club. We haven't sold anything just yet. But we'll have to wait and see for anything that happens in this transfer window. We're down to a 55 rating as our manager right now, which is absolutely tragic. I don't know what more to do, like I say, to be honest, because there is not a lot more I can do. I've been recording now for 2 hours, and honestly, it's been tragic for us, because at the end of the day, these 4 games have been actually... I was so looking forward to recording this episode today, and it doesn't look like we're going to be selling anyone. Okay, Pukki's got an offer for 6 million, and I'm quite tempted to sell him, to be honest, because he has not been good for us this season, to be honest. Negotiate it and see what we can do, because like I was saying, hold on, if they got any players that we'd like to have, Okay, we've got Sebastian Haller and Danilo, who is a young rated lad. Well, obviously we ain't got the money to actually do anything with this, so we've got 10 million basically to spend on these lads. So let's go 6 million, transfer sum of 6 million, propose new transfer fee, and go for, yeah, let's go for 6 million plus that guy. Submit the offer, see what they say. They don't want to get rid of that guy, so let's counter it again, propose new offer, and go for 9 million for him and see what they say. But yeah, they're not interested. And just before we round off this this episode and this transfer window, we have ourselves an offer for Todd Cantwell, who of course we're going to go ahead and reject, because even though he hasn't played well in these last couple of games, none of the players have, so I can't really blame him for anything, and we're going to keep him, reject the offer. And that is it, boys, for the transfer window. We have ourselves our first monthly scouting report from Poland, and we've got 2 decent players in there, to be honest. So we can go ahead and sign both of those 2, and then go into our scouting report, where we will see what players we have and what they are up to at the moment. So, of course, we have Mali in there, who is still 72 to whatever. We have a couple of players here that he's probably not going to be very good at all. This man up here looks like he might be quite decent still. Norris is still looking like he might be quite decent. This man obviously isn't going to move either. We've got this lad, again, still not moved really, but he is going to be looking like a player that will actually get round to using. Same with Little. Mills, again, hasn't really moved. Again, with Martin, neither has Bond. Okay, so Prince has now only got 5 points left to gain out of his. Okay, so Benson's dropped down quite a bit to only an 86 now. And then Kozak is a player that we've literally just signed onto the transfer list. So, not onto the transfer list, sorry, to the youth academy. Right, that is where we're going to end today's episode, boys. I'm sorry for the fact that this was supposed to be such a good and celebration for Halloween, and such a good episode that I had planned for Halloween, and it turned out that I had no energy for it halfway through after the couple of games that we'd played. We're still sat bottom of the table, we're still on 11 points, we've lost all 4 games in today's episode, and in the next one we have a game against Crystal Palace, and to be honest, if we get nothing out of the next games against Crystal Palace and that, against Crystal Palace and Manchester City at home, like, that's what we've got to put up with at the minute. I would not be surprised. Actually, I was going to play 3, weren't I, because we had a game out. You know what? Just to try and make it up and hopefully end on a high note for this episode, we'll play this game against Crystal Palace, who are currently sat in 18th. We've adjusted the sliders a little bit to hopefully help me out a little bit, to be honest, with these performances. So let's go into it and see if it does in fact help me out. I really hope it does, because if we don't, I don't know what more I can do. Right then, boys, so yes, we are going to go into this game against Crystal Palace. We've made a change again to the formation and to the players. I'm actually going to try with Norman today. That's how much of a desperation I'm in, is the fact that the player that I hate playing with is actually going to be playing this game. We've got the main man at the back again, who is going to be playing for us today. So let's see how he does again. Hopefully back from injury and back to his best. And then Origi up front as well. So let's see how he does too. We'll have to wait and see. Let's get into the game, boys. Right then, boys, here we are for this game against Crystal Palace to round off the episode, hopefully on a high note. I really hope it is, because if it isn't, I don't know what more to do, to be honest. Crystal Palace is the side we're going to be playing. Let's get straight into the game, boys. No messing about. into Reedwell, and it's a good tackle from Archer this time. So Rashika to come forward. If he can play the ball through now to Origi, and he can do so, a lot of space for Origi, who can take the shot, and it is saved by the keeper. It's back in to the centre, and again we can't get Origi to the ball, and Archer can't claim it either. So now it's a chance for Crystal Palace to try and build their self forward, but we're looking a lot better in this game. I'm feeling a lot better as well. Like I say, it doesn't seem like I'm closed down literally as soon as I get on the ball, which isn't how actual football is, let's be honest, and that's not how our team plays either. So it's not like we're playing it overly different, and that is a very good effort at goal, but a good save from Angus Gunn. And finally, a shot that's played at goal that isn't like top bins every time. Which is a and still, but it is what it is. And now Ayew plays the ball out to Ward, who plays it inside, and Max Aarons with a good header. Now Rashika to come forward with Origi, giving the ball off to Sargent. We'll give the ball round the back to Rashika. We couldn't play the ball through first time to Origi, but this time we can. He's through on goal again is Origi. That one's at goal, and that one's in the back of the net. We're in the lead. Let's go, boys. Oh, finally, we could be getting ourselves off the first 3 points of the season in like 15, or this will be the 16th game, I'm pretty sure. I can remember seeing from the last time, but if this is the first time we actually get ourselves a win, that'll be perfect. And Origi has been a big part of that so far, off the rebound, on the volley, and it's into the back of the net. Thank God. That is half time. For the first time in so long, we've actually gone into half time winning a game. And I'm pretty sure so far, Crystal Palace have only had like 2 shots at goal, which is a little bit worrying for me, because I don't want it to be like a game where I absolutely dominate all the time. I want it to be still difficult for me to play. And obviously at the minute, we're still getting counter-attacked against, where they're just not creating many chances. So maybe I just have to try and find the balance in this career mode pretty much. Ball to be played forward. We win the header. Yes, we can. Jean-Louis is the man that wins it. It's Sargent who plays top to Divock Origi again, who can get the volley in again, and it's 2-0 to Norwich now. Who would have thunk it that Divock Origi would have made this kind of a change to the side as he dances his way to the corner flag, showing the reason why he should have been staying at Liverpool. If he can try and drag our team out of a relegation battle, bottom of the table, by bearing in mind, he plays that into the back of the net, and on his debut, he's already bagged himself 2 goals. Let's go. Aarons gives the ball to Rashika. We'll play the ball inside. We'll switch to play with Norman, actually, to Zelis, who has some space in the centre. Whips the ball in, and it's Archer with his header at goal, but it is saved by Guita. That is full time. We've got ourselves our first 3 points in like 15 games, something like that. Our first win in general in that time. And it is Divock Origi who is the man that has done it for us. He's got himself a goal. 2 goals, sorry, from 4 shots at goal. And he has played very well today. Nearly grabbing his hat-trick on a couple of occasions, but unfortunately couldn't do so. And it's a 2-0 win that might just drag us off the bottom of the table. My God, is that a good feeling. And here we are for the post-match interview now. What an amazing start for Origi. Tell me, he's already made his mark. He's done perfectly from that performance. Then, in a great win, he capped a good team display. Exactly. He did very well today. You must be relieved. I think we can turn things around. The boys have enough determination, hopefully, to turn these things around. And we have a loan offer here for Ida, who is on a loan to buy offer they want. But we're going to reject that because it isn't a loan to buy we actually want for him. And that is where we're going to end today's episode, boys. It has been a very long recording, and it's going to be a very long episode as well, I think, to be fair. But 20th position still. We haven't managed to drag ourselves off the bottom place, but we now have ourselves 3 wins from these games. We're still lagging behind with goals scored, but now only a point behind Brighton and 3 points behind Crystal Palace. 5 points behind Brentford to try and get out of the drop zone to end this season. But right now, in the next episode, we're going to have 2 very difficult games against Manchester City and Liverpool. So that's going to be very difficult to do, but hopefully we can come through it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you have, please do leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and I'll catch you in the next episode, boys. Peace.
Rise up from the ashes, wings on my back, stay lit like a matchstick. We ain't coming back, I swear. Just let go and see what happens. Gotta let go to see the magic happen. They got us a quick change, so we like them in phase. I just bought a new watch, time to make my wrist ring. The zero gravity keeps elevating me.